most people get this wrong when starting a company in Botswana. They think it's just about registering a name and opening a bank account. But here's the truth no one tells you. The real process is not just registration. It is strategy, structure, and compliance from day one. If you miss one step, you can end up stuck with tax issues, delayed approvals, or even a business that cannot legally operate. Now imagine this. Alex, a young entrepreneur, wants to start an import business in Gaborone. He is excited. He thinks he can register in one afternoon and start selling immediately. But within weeks he hits delays because he didn't understand licensing rules, tax registration, and shareholder structure. This is exactly where most people fail. In this video, I am going to walk you through the complete step-by-step process of starting a company in Botswana in 2026. You will learn exactly how registration works, what documents you need, how taxation works, what legal structure to choose, and how to avoid costly mistakes that beginners always make. And stick with me, because in a minute, I will show you the simplest structure most foreigners and locals use to legally start faster, with fewer delays and lower compliance stress. Let's start from the beginning. To start a company in Botswana, everything begins with understanding the legal system. The main authority responsible for company registration is the Companies and Intellectual Property Authority, commonly known as SIPA. This is where every legal business in Botswana is officially registered. But here's where it gets interesting. Before you even think about registration, you need to decide what type of company you want to form. This decision affects taxes, liability, ownership, and how easy it is to raise money later. In Botswana, the most common company types are private companies limited by shares, sole proprietorships, and partnerships. Most entrepreneurs choose a private company because it gives legal protection. That means your personal assets are separate from your business debts. Now think about John, a freelancer who starts a consulting service. If he registers as a sole proprietor, everything is simple but risky. If the business gets into debt, John is personally responsible. But if he registers a private company, the company becomes a separate legal person. That changes everything. But here's the problem. Many beginners rush this decision. They pick the wrong structure because it looks easier at first. Later, when they try to grow, they realize they need investors, but their structure is not suitable. So step 1 is simple, but powerful. Choose the right legal structure based on your long-term plan, not just your starting convenience. Now, let's move to the next stage, and this is where things get more practical. The second step is name reservation. In Botswana, you cannot register a company without first reserving a unique company name through SIPA. This ensures no two companies operate under the same identity. You submit your preferred names, usually 3 options in order of preference. For example, Alex might submit Kalahari Digital Solutions, Kalahari Tech Group, and Kalahari Innovations. Now here's where most people fail. They choose names without checking branding availability or trademark risks. A name might be legally available but already heavily used in the market. That creates confusion later. So a smart approach is to choose a name that is not only legally available but also unique in your industry. Once your name is approved, you move to the next step, which is company registration. This is done through SIPA's online or physical system. You will need key documents. These include details of directors, shareholders, registered office address, and share structure. Now let's slow down here because this part matters a lot. A private company in Botswana must have at least one director. It can also have shareholders who own the company. In many small businesses, the same person is both director and shareholder. But here's the interesting part. You can structure ownership in different ways. For example, Alex might own 70% and his partner owns 30%. This structure must be clearly defined in the incorporation documents. If you get this wrong, future disputes become very difficult to resolve. Next, you need a registered office address in Botswana Dawan. This does not always have to be a commercial building, but it must be a physical address where official communication can be received. Now here's where it gets interesting. Many foreign entrepreneurs think they can register without a local presence. In most cases, you will still need a local address or representative. This is often where people get delayed. After submitting all documents and paying the required fees, KIPA reviews your application. If everything is correct, you receive a certificate of incorporation. This is your official proof that your company legally exists. At this point, many people think the process is done. But actually, this is just the beginning. Now comes taxation. Every company in Botswana must register with the Botswana Unified Revenue Service, also known as BRS. This is where your tax identification number is issued. You will need to register for corporate tax, and in some cases VAT if your turnover exceeds the required threshold. But here's the problem most beginners face. They ignore tax registration until they start earning money. That leads to penalties and compliance issues. So the smart move is to register for tax immediately after incorporation. Now let's talk about licensing. Depending on your business type, you may need additional licenses. For example, if you are opening a restaurant, retail shop, import business, or financial service, you may need sector-specific approvals. This is where many entrepreneurs get surprised. They think company registration is enough, but certain industries are regulated separately. Now I want you to imagine Sarah, who opens a small food business in Gaborone. She completes company registration but forgets health and municipal licenses. She is forced to pause operations until compliance is complete. This is a common delay, but it is avoidable. So always check industry-specific requirements early. Now let's move into banking, which is another critical step. Once your company is registered, you will need a business bank account. Banks in Botswana usually require your incorporation documents, director identification, proof of address, and sometimes a business plan. Here's where it gets interesting. Different banks have different requirements, and approval times can vary. Some entrepreneurs get approved in days, while others wait weeks due to incomplete documentation. So preparation is key. Now let's talk about foreign investors, because this is a big topic. Botswana is generally open to foreign investment, but there are rules. In most sectors, foreigners can fully own companies. However, some industries may require local participation or additional permits. If you are a foreign entrepreneur, like Alex moving from India or the UK, you may also need a residence or work permit, depending on your activity level in the country. Now, here's the part most people miss. Business registration and immigration status are separate processes. You can register a company, but that does not automatically give you the right to live or work in Botswana. So you must plan both together. Now let's move to compliance after registration, because this is where long-term success is built. Once your company is active, you must maintain annual returns with SIPA. This is a simple but critical requirement. It confirms your company is still active and up to date. You also need to file taxes annually or monthly, depending on your structure. But here's the problem. Many small businesses forget ongoing compliance. They focus only on starting. Later, they face penalties or even deregistration. So think of compliance as maintenance, not a one-time task. Now let's talk about timelines so you know what to expect. Name reservation usually takes a few days. Company registration can take a few days to a couple of weeks depending on accuracy. Tax registration is usually quicker if documents are ready. Banking can vary the most. So realistically, a smooth setup can take 1 to 3 weeks if everything is prepared properly. Now here's a powerful insight most people overlook. The speed of your registration process depends more on preparation than the system itself. Most delays come from incomplete documents, wrong information, or missing approvals. So the secret is simple. Prepare everything before you submit anything. Now, let's bring everything together. To start a company in Botswana, you begin with choosing your legal structure. Then you reserve your company name through SIPA. After that, you submit incorporation documents and receive your certificate. Next, you register for taxes with BRS. Then, you apply for any necessary business licenses. After that, you open a business bank account and ensure ongoing compliance through annual filings. Each step builds on the previous one. If you skip one, the system breaks down later. And here is the final insight I want you to remember. Starting a company is not just about legal paperwork. It is about building a structure that can grow, scale, and stay compliant without constant stress. The entrepreneurs who succeed are not the ones who move fastest. They are the ones who build correctly from day one. So if you are planning to start a business in Botswana in 2026, focus on structure, compliance, and long-term planning, not just registration. Now you understand the full system from start to finish. You know how to choose a structure, register your company, handle taxes, get licenses, and stay compliant. If this guide helped you understand the process clearly, make sure to like this video, leave a comment with your business idea, and subscribe for more step-by-step country business guides like this. It could be the difference between starting confused and starting correctly.